Can you see me, Anthony? Am
We
I
got
good
you
on the camera? Huh?
You like this?
I love it.
I love this song though.
I love it. This gives you chills.
I know, man.
This don't give you chills.
There he is. Big Brew.
Whoa! Let's go!
Big Joe with that cannon.
Bazooka Joe!
Ooh. Ha ha!
Is my mic good and everything?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
This squirrel. Oh, it's gonna be a good one. We just gotta watch this show to get us a little hype. Uh oh. I love this.
What a
Here.
big win.
How's it going? We are the Orange and White Aftermath, and I am one of your hosts, Anthony, and my other host is Ben. Say hi, Ben.
What's up, guys?
How's it going?
What's up?
We are really excited to start this show and this
Let's go.
journey with you. And most of what we're going to do for this show is we are going to do a post-game analysis, and hence that's why we are called Orange and White Aftermath. But today we wanted to do a little treat. We were so excited. Isn't that right, Ben?
Yeah, we're hyped. We're
Real
ready.
hype?
We're ready.
I'm excited.
We're ready.
Look at Ben behind him. He's got the nice memorabilia. He's got
We're
the
ready.
Jeff Hall sign.
We're ready.
Finger.
Let's
The one and only Hendon Hooker adorning his beautiful head. We love that. But we're really excited to do a pregame show and to get things going. So what we're going to do is we thought of a good way to do a pregame show. Would be to what are we doing today, Ben? What are we starting off with?
We're going to run over the top 10 and get your top 10 impact players. I'm going to have a few surprise
Okay.
that maybe can make an impact. And I'm going to have your obvious players at the same time. So we'll kind of shoot back and forth here and see, kind of see what we got going on here.
I'm excited. So we're going to do, as Ben said, we're going to pick our top 10 players. So we're just going to pick 10. He's going to pick 10. I'm going to pick 10. And we are going to, talk about why they are our top 10 as in the most influential players. Not really, they don't have to necessarily be starters, but people who we think that are going to make an impact this season. So we'll get that going. And if you all have any comments, please feel free to comment in the comment section.
Okay.
Always hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps us out and we're able to broadcast our content a little bit more. We're excited. So we are going to do it first. And 1 second, we'll share this real quick. Share the show. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up our top 10. Let me get it going here.
Let's
All
go.
right.
Come on, Anthony. We got to get going.
All right, here we go. What else people can see it. So here we are. This is our Anthony and Ben's top 10 players for the upcoming 2023 season. Okay, so at number 1, Ben is going to start us off with his pick. And Ben, who's going to be your number 1 overall draft pick in this year's 2023 season and why?
Well,
We picking.
this is the kind of obvious. I'm going with Milton.
Going
with Milton.
Big Bazooka Joe.
Going with Milton. My first 5 guys on this list are going to be kind of obvious for you guys, and then my 6 through 10 will be kind of sleepers, guys that can step up. But I'll start with Milton. Can he be consistent this year? Can he put a little touch on the ball when he throws it? Can he hit the little balls without knocking the guys down? If he can do that, I think he knows the system. I think we'll be good. Can he have a few bad possessions and get out of that mentally? I know in the Ole Miss game last year he kind of ran out of bounds, and all that, but I think he's there. And the coaches know that he's got to do his accuracy, his short throws. So I think he'll be ready. So Milton's my number 1.
Milton's your number 1.
That's it.
You got Big Bazooka Joe. The man
Yeah.
definitely has a cannon. What did he say? He in an interview, I don't know who did the interview with him, but he claimed that he could throw the football at least 90 yards.
Yeah, I'm sure.
90 yards in the air.
I'm sure everybody's seen that. But
I mean, there was
accurate.
how many throws did he have over 60 plus yards this year? I mean,
And with ease. With ease. I mean, with not even his footwork.
It's just his arm, man.
Yeah.
He's 6'5", though. He's a man.
I mean, like his feet are not even moving.
I remember seeing him at the ball game, and he just looks like a specimen walking around. He's just built different.
And wonder how much he'll run this year, too. Can he, like on third down, can he get us that 5 yards? Can he get us that 7 yards?
I know.
I mean, can he do that? I like to see him lower his shoulder like Josh Allen, just run over.
Get a little pop!
I mean, let's go.
Just hurt some people.
Let's go.
I love it. Now, my number one pick is not going to be probably traditional. Joe Milton, you're going to find out from me, it's not even my top 10 pick. Sorry, my top 5 picks. Excuse me. I think one player who is going to be the biggest impact, and I think I've seen his social media and his workouts he's done over the offseason. It's somebody we almost lost, and somebody I think a lot of us have been sleeping on as one of the premier backs, not in our football team at Tennessee, but in the SEC itself. I'm going with Jalen Wright, baby. Jalen Wright is going to be my number one pick. I have never seen a man run so hard and be able to bounce around and just extend plays. I mean, am I wrong? We know Jabari Smalls. He's a big back.
He's there. He's seasoned. He's there, of course.
But he's never been
a factor.
But he's never. Jabari has never done anything that says, "Wow."
Now he did juke somebody in that Kentucky game. He did.
Yeah, but then you look at Jalen Wright and almost every run, the man's juking, the man's spinning, the man's taking contact and like bouncing off. I mean, he's hard to bring down, and he's beefed up.
Yeah.
That was one thing that worried me last year. I think it worried everybody was how beefy he was, and I think he had some problems with pass protection, and hence that's kind of why he wasn't. Jabari was number one, but I think he came into the Alabama game, and I think after that game he snapped and he kind of popped off there, and he's my number one pick. And I'm thinking if we can't run the rock, I think it'll be a big problem. But I think he's going to be able to run and do some damage this year.
Concern though.
What's your concern?
Can we hold on to?
Yeah, he was a bit fumble prone. Now
I think he'll do it.
Now, how many did he fumble at the end of the year though?
He'll do it.
I know. He had a couple early on.
I just, they try to run him 2-3 yards out goal line, and I just felt like he was too skinny for that. You want a big back, but like you said, he's bulked up. I think he's ready.
He's ready to rumble.
Ready.
All right, Ben. Let's move on to number 2. So player number 2. So Ben, who is your number 2?
I got Little Squirrel.
You got Squirrel White.
I got Squirrel.
Man,
he's going to be running it this year. He's, as we all know, he's super quick. When Milton was a backup last year, so was Squirrel. He's got a lot of throwing time to Squirrel. They're very familiar with each other. Very successful.
Speaking of throwing time, let's look at the throw that pretty much got this two duo started off. And I think you know what we're talking about. This man is fast. I don't think people realize how fast Squirrel White actually is. And this is Joe Milton. Here's the play. I'm pulling up the play, Ben, from Missouri, where Joe just stacks up in the pocket and lets it fly 67 yards in the air, and Squirrel catches under it. Now, he's going so fast that when he catches it, Joe's ball just basically just knocks him over. But that was just a chuck. I mean, that's when I knew that those two were going to be special, because they were both backups. You know, Squirrel played behind Jalen Wright.
Yeah,
and
Squirrel played behind Tillman.
Sorry, yeah, Tillman.
Tillman went out, then Squirrel was able to showcase his abilities.
Cedric, he'll be one that we miss. But that was just a throw right there, 67 yards in the air, and he did that numerous times.
Yeah,
he did it a bunch. I mean, we saw it a bunch of times in the Clemson game.
Yeah, he gets behind the defense easy, and then of course Milton's got the arm to get it to him. So,
go ahead. So that's your number 2. All right, my number 2 is the big man, the big, strong wide receiver, and we saw him make catch after catch, and I'm not talking just easy catches, but just the grown man catches. And there he is, Big Brew, smoking the cigar after the Alabama game, because he had the grab I know Chase McGrath won the game, okay, with the most horrible kick we have ever seen in football. This is coming from a former kicker. I mean, there's no reason. The Lord himself came down and picked that ball up and crossed it across the field goal post. And here we are. I'm still drinking some moonshine after that because that was a game.
If he don't catch that ball,
but everybody talks
that game. That was a big man catch.
You talk about it.
Down. I'm like, we can win this game.
He probably jumped up 10 feet in the air because what people don't realize is that catch. There was 3 other dudes going for that ball, and he jumped up and look at those hands right there. His hands are bigger than that cigar. He just made the catch that I thought was just miraculous. And another thing to add, apparently, I guess was under the radar all last year was he was playing not at 100%.
Yeah, something was nagging him from what I understand, but I
don't know what.
Now that Tillman's gone, Hite's gone, he's healthy. He knows what's going on now, and I really feel like he would make a really big impact this year. I really thought they should have thrown to him more last year.
Yeah,
but it didn't happen with Tillman and Hite. But big year for Bruce.
How can you blame Hendon Hooker not throwing to Tillman or Hite?
That's true.
I hope they're both 2 days, second day. They, in my opinion, I think they were flirting with first day round draft picks, but they still went day 2. And, so they're both fantastic receivers. All right, that was my number 2, Big Brew. Ben, who you taking for your number 3?
I got Beasley.
Aaron Beasley.
Got Beasley.
There he is. Look at him just beating up on old Club Nickel there.
I mean,
love that.
I didn't used to think too much about Beasley, but he has made some awesome strides as far as getting better. And I mean, he did exceptional against Clemson. So I mean, he's improved. It seems like a few years ago or back in the day when he kind of got going, he'd always be where the ball was at. He was there, but he never made the play or made the tackle. But he's there now.
Now the question is, and I like to think about Beasley is, look who he played behind last year.
Yeah,
he was playing behind Jeremy Banks, and you had Juan Mitchell.
Well, you had Banks and you had Beasley.
Yeah, but you had Banks
Mitchell was in there.
And Mitchell in the mix sometimes, and Beasley would kind of come in on the ends. I guess if they needed like somebody a little quicker, but even Jeremy Banks was good, but I think Beasley has always had the potential to be better. But he's never had those wow moments until that Clemson game. He finally just popped off.
That Clemson game was unreal.
It was. All right, so that's Aaron Beasley with Ben's pick number 3. My number 3 pick is also Aaron Beasley. Again, he's my number 3 pick. He's going to be the leader of that defense, and he is. What is he? Is he a junior, or is he a senior? Let me look.
Check that depth chart. Check it out.
Beasley.
What year is he?
Beasley is a redshirt sophomore.
Redshirt sophomore?
Beasley is a redshirt sophomore. Looks like. No. Sorry. Forgive me. He is a senior. My bad.
Okay, I was about to say.
I was looking right below at Dylan Sampson.
Well,
but yeah,
we got some young ones coming.
They changed the numbers up on us. He's number 6 this year.
Yeah, make sure we tell him that he is 6. A lot of number changes this year, so be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, so that's true. So, but I have him. Like I said, he's going to be the leader of that defense, and I'm looking for him to make some big plays this year. All right, Ben, who's your number 4?
4, I got Dylan Sampson.
Dylan Sampson.
He's,
woo!
I know Small's good. He's going to be there. Jalen Wright, of course, we talked about. And Sampson, it's going to be interesting how they all 3 of them can fit in there. But I think Sampson's ready. I think he's going to go this year. He's got a little experience under him. He's ready.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right. I think I talked about my number 1 pick is Jalen Wright. And why I thought he was my number 1 pick. And we know Jabari Smalls is seasoned. He's a big back. He's strong. And, Jalen Wright brings that just wow factor to running. But Dylan Sampson just brings that holy crap. This kid is fast.
Yeah.
I mean, this kid is quick. He got the. I mean, we talked about this earlier. He beat out Justin Thomas. What's that guy's name? Thomas, and who was
Justin
like a
Thomas last year.
He was a 4-star back coming out of high school. I mean, I watched that guy's highlight tape the day he committed, and I'm talking this guy is a stud. And Dylan Sampson beat him out. I know he had a problem, I believe, with learning the system and blocking schemes, and he didn't get to get in there as much, but he did touch the ball some. But Dylan Sampson, when he touched the ball, he was doing something with it.
Well, let's mention this. We got a big back, Khalifa Keith.
Ooh, you talk about the new ones coming in.
The new guy coming in.
The new ones.
That's the biggest back we got.
Now, how big is he again? Khalifa
Good
Keith.
question. I had it right here, and I don't have it right here anymore. So we'll have to look that up. But
he's big.
He's the biggest back we got. So, I mean, maybe insert him in goal line situations, but honestly, I don't know if he's going to make his way out there.
Khalifa Keith is number 20, running back freshman. He's a 6'1", 230 pounds.
6'1", 230.
That's like your refrigerator coming at you, running down the road.
I didn't even know of him. I got to look and I'm like, who's this guy? But yeah, he's your biggest back.
He's a big dude. What is he even on the? I'm looking at a mock. I'm looking at a mock depth chart. And he's not even. Obviously, they have Jabari Smalls, Jalen Wright, Sampson, and they have Selden. So.
And you said Small was a big back earlier. He's not big.
He's not that well compared to Wright. He was bigger
small.
He's bigger than Wright. I didn't know that. He's taller.
Small is bigger than Wright?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I saw a clip of them. They were side by side, and Small was bigger. Look that up real quick. I mean, we're on the show just to talk.
Research it.
Let's research. I'm all for some research. I'm not against it. Jabari Small is number 2. He's only 5'11". He's 5'11".
Okay, what's right?
213. Jalen Wright, he's what, 0? He's 5'11". So 5'10",
they're
5'11".
both 5'11"?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize Wright was that short. Okay, well.
I mean, that's not short, but.
Well, I mean.
For a big back. You look at the big backs.
See, I meant no Alabama backs or anything. Oh, why did I mention them?
All right.
Erase that.
Erase that. We'll edit that out.
Get that out of there.
All right. My number 4 is the Squirrel White.
Squirrel.
Best Squirrel, baby. I think Squirrel, man, he came in as a true freshman, and he was just electric. He didn't get to play a lot at the beginning of the year, but, man, when he came in, I think he turned some heads, and did he not ball out? Look, I think people keep forgetting. Clemson fans, if you're watching, I'm sorry, but you all got smacked by basically the entire second string of the Tennessee Volunteers last year. The entire second string, just about. I know you all say, well, we had some hurt people in our secondary. It doesn't matter. You got beat like a drum. Football. And it's ACC football for you. Yeah, you're right, Ben. That's ACC football. Clemson, in my opinion, shouldn't even be in the top 10.
I agree. I think we should have been ahead of them in the preseason, but that's preseason.
We can talk about that later in the show.
Anyway, point with that real quick.
Yeah.
Squirrel. He plays the slot. And the SEC's best kept secret, Dante Thornton, also plays the slot. So we're going to line up for
Dante. If you're watching this, Dante, you might make it to the top 10 without even stepping on the field.
Dante's working the slot and outside, so I think they're going to be interchangeable, but we got them.
We'll see.
We got them.
All right. Ben, your play number 5 is...
I got Brew McCoy.
Big
Don't need to discuss anymore.
Look at that man. He's a man.
Big man.
Gosh.
He runs over.
I hope he stays. Now, I'm not sure. He didn't play in the spring game. Actually, not a lot of... It was hard to judge how well Joe Milton and Nico Iamaleava.
Oh, good.
Ooh, you like that.
Say that.
You like that. I've been studying the
pronunciation.
That. I probably butchered it. If so, let me know. But it was hard to judge how well they could do because you didn't have your first strings receivers. You didn't have basically I didn't think you had a lot of second string receivers. You're basically just throwing the true freshmen and walk-ons.
He's ready.
Yeah, I mean this is his redshirt senior year, so he's got to pop off.
Very level-headed.
Yeah, strong.
He's
all right,
bring it.
My number 5 is Cooper Mays. I'm going with the big guys.
Big Coop.
I'm going with the big guys up front. I couldn't talk more about the big because the reason I think he's going to be most influential is, I hope in a good way, is he's the leader of that offensive line, and he is the one that sets the tone for the entire offense that Josh Heupel runs. As in, if you ever see them break the huddle, he's running as fast as he can to that ball because everybody has to set up on him.
Yeah.
So he's got to be the most conditioned, and he's got to be smart, and he has got to direct the linemen, and he's got to be. It's a lot more than what people think. The big man in the trenches, I don't think, get enough credit.
I agree.
And I think they might be one of our biggest make or break this year. What's the point of talking about Brew McCoy and Squirrel Wright and Joe Milton if they don't have anybody to protect them?
I agree. We got to have the horses up front, and
I
hope he can. I'm not sure what you say he was having right now as far as injury.
He's got to, and again, he's in my influence. Again, these are top 10 players that can influence, and if he's hurt,
somebody else going to fill in center.
Someone's going to fill in center.
That's not good timing.
And I think it's gonna. I think it's going to cost him.
Him being hurt. Not good timing, but
he's got an upper back injury. I think in surgery. Josh Heupel in the after their scrimmage today or yesterday said he had an upper back, but he should be back by game 1. But that's still,
that's a setback though.
The setback.
He could be out there,
He needs to be out there hitting people because if you're not hitting people in pads in football, even if you're a seasoned pro, I mean, what was his name? Butch. We don't want to talk about Butch too much, but Butch only had him hit 3 times in August one year. I mean, and then the first few games we got slapped. I mean, we got slapped because we just didn't know how to hit. I mean, I just didn't know how to hit, but just getting used to that contact again. It's totally different than you just going in shells. All right, Ben, who's your number 6?
Dante Thornton.
Dante Thornton.
As you guys know, transfer from Oregon, 6'5", 214.
Do we got any clips of Dante you want to pull up, Ben?
I mean, he's going to be in there. I mean, eventually. So very interesting to see. He's locked on. Coach Hype said, he didn't come in thinking he knew everything. All the wide receivers are bracing one another. Good wide receiver room. We got a stable of wide receivers.
Here's all Dante.
It's going to be electric, man. It's going to be electric.
So this is Dante Thornton. This is highlights from Oregon. So again, just to be on the Oregon team, you got to be quick. And this man, he played a decent amount at Oregon. I don't think he played a lot, but I don't understand why he transferred again. I don't think he liked the offense.
Why not come to Tennessee, man?
I mean, how can you not? Here he is again. How can you not? Let's do it. How can you not be a top receiver in high school, college, and not want to come to Tennessee and play? How much they throw it? I mean, look at Dante Thornton right here. This man, just chuck it up to him. Look at that. He just chucked it up on the line, and the man's just quick. So let's see how he does. How tall is he? 6'5"?
6'5", 214.
6'5", 214 pounds. There he goes. There he is. Here's one pass. He just chucks it up to him.
He's long and he's fast.
Yeah, I mean.
There you go.
Now imagine Joe Milton with twice the arm as this guy, just chucking up to Dante Thornton. There were some videos of them.
Yeah, I've seen that.
There were some videos.
Him throwing long to me. Yeah.
I mean,
it's happening, man. It's happening.
If anybody,
let's go.
I'm excited.
Anthony, let's go.
I know. I mean, Tennessee's got wide receivers, baby. I mean, you're getting commits. I think we got another 5-star wide receiver coming in.
Mike Matthews.
Who would not want Nico or even Jake Merklingler slinging the rock to you?
Yeah.
I'm just being honest.
Let's go.
My number 6, Jalen McCullough. Now, Ben, I know you got some, I guess, reserves about McCullough, but he's got to step it up.
I like him.
I
like him, man. He's put on some muscle, and I really think that one play in that one game, that when he was at the goal line, he twisted and he got in.
I know.
We got robbed right there. Do you remember that?
We did.
We got robbed. Anyway,
that was the Purdue game.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, but Jalen's there. We're in it. We're in it with Jalen.
I think Tennessee secondary got to step it up, and I think Jalen McCullough, while he hasn't shined before, Is he still cleared
I'm
of his?
not a big McCullough
Is he still?
fan.
Is he still?
I'm really not.
Is he still cleared of his criminal charges? For one that one,
Who
that
knows?
one was that one he came to his house and he beat. It's okay.
Yeah, who knows?
I mean, if someone came to my house walking in, I don't know if I'd be too happy either. But here in America, you are innocent until proven guilty. So how about that? But I think McCullough tried to do too much last year because Tennessee secondary was just bad. And I think when you try to overcompensate, you leave yourself up for mistakes. And the secondary, I'm not gonna lie, has been abysmal for decades. And I just hope. They've been recruiting hard in secondary. They've been recruiting hard.
I hope some young guys can come in.
Some young cats.
I know we got.
But these young cats come in, they need a leader.
Slaughter.
Yep. You need somebody to look up to, and I think number 2 is that cat. I think so. Yeah. I mean, because if you look, that depth chart for secondary, I'm not gonna lie. Whenever I was looking at it before, it really did not. It did not impress me.
And if Kamal had,
but now you got some players on there. I mean, you've got
to get some depth.
You got the transfer.
Get some depth.
You got the transfer from BYU. Peely. He came in, and also the quarterback from BYU also came as well.
Judy Lilly.
I think it was Judy Lilly. Yeah, because he's a redshirt. He's a redshirt senior transfer, and I want to see how he is on this depth chart. He's got him as 3rd string, but I mean, I saw some stuff with him at BYU, and I mean he's pretty good. I mean, we got Brandon Turnage, we got Jalen McCullough, we got Wesley Walker coming back. So
Turrentine, that Ohio State transfer that might get in the mix.
So I think you got the guys coming in.
Moving parts right now, I think, with DB. So it'll be interesting to see how it pans out once we get to the Virginia game.
I know. Well, we'll see how it goes. All right, Ben, who's your number 7 pick?
I'm starting with my sleepers.
Okay.
Can these guys step up?
The sleepers. All right.
Okay, because the first few were obvious. So I'm going with Arian Carter. I think he can make some noise.
You had Keenan Peel.
No, I had Carter. 7, you're right.
Oh.
I had Peely.
Peely.
He's right.
Don't
I had Peely.
This guy.
I don't really know a lot about him. I know he was the 2nd leading tackler at BYU last year, and he'll be playing alongside Beasley. So interesting to see how they will play together. I know he's a lot bigger linebacker than Beasley, a lot bigger guy.
Well, look at him. He's got these tattoos, man. He looks scary.
So, I mean,
how tall is this young man?
Interesting to see how he does.
He's not young. He's like 25 years.
He's 6'3", 240.
He's 6'3". That's a big dude.
So, a bigger linebacker.
That's a big
than Beasley,
dude. I mean, that's a big man. So, I'm kind of glad he came in because after, the whole Jeremy Banks was phenomenal. But after that abysmal South Carolina game, I think we all had some questions. I don't think anybody really knows what happens, but we needed somebody to come in. I mean, he was a big, he started off as a running back at UT. Remember that? Only good thing Josh Pruitt ever did.
I thought he was a real good running back.
He was a good running back.
He would run people over with a vengeance.
But Pruitt said, "Hey man, you'd be a good linebacker." And he was short
because
he had the long snapper at linebacker at one point. He did. He had a kid from our area at Greenville, and Albright. I think he's still there. I think he might be a long snapper still. But yeah, he was running in the mix for linebacker. And I'm not gonna lie, Greenville's a good football team, but you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be running.
I like Banks at running back myself. Yeah. I mean, he's a really good.
Where did he go? Did he ever get drafted?
I have no.
I think he might have went undrafted. I think he might have went free agent somewhere. But he was good. But I don't know what kind of drama he brought. He was kind of crazy. But I think Feely. I mean,
he stepped on the tee.
Yeah, that's what it was.
He don't step on the tee.
Yeah. I think this guy here, Keenan Feely, I think he's going to bring experience.
It'll be interesting to see. Like I said, I don't know anything.
I've heard nothing but good things.
He's a big linebacker. He's made a lot of tackles at BYU last year.
Can't do it in the SEC, though. It's a different game.
He's going to be the man beside Beasley. Let's roll.
Let's roll. Let's ride or die. All right, my number 7 is the one and only Ramel Keaton. I have heard that Ramel Keaton has just popped. I'm not going to lie. Ramel Keaton would start at any other school last year in this country But the only reason he didn't, and so was Squirrel White, and the only reason they didn't start was because look who was in front of him. Brew,
Yeah.
Cedric Tillman, Jalen. All those cats are going to be, well, besides Brew, Brew's going to be probably a day 1 or day 2 draft pick coming up. I mean, he's definitely got that caliber. But, I mean, Ramel, I got this pulled up. I got the picture of him when he made the ultimate catch against Florida. When he dove out after just burning that dude, and Hendon just laid that ball up, and no one else could have caught that ball except Ramel Keaton. And he laid out, and I mean, that was a beautiful catch, and that set the tone for the entire game after that.
Let's just call him the silent assassin.
I mean,
you know,
he made some big catches. He made some big catches that last drive against Alabama. He was in.
I mean, he could be a possession receiver. I mean, also, he's, you know, he's probably overlooked. Well, I know he's overlooked. So, I mean,
he's
good. I mean,
he's always been there. He's always been good.
Yes.
He's 6'3", 200 pounds.
Yes.
He's a big boy, and I think he's going to have a breakout. I do. I really do. All right, Ben. Who's your number 8?
My number 8 is McAllen Castles.
Ooh.
UC Davis transfer from Cali. They said he's really good hands, very mobile, wants to go NFL. So
now he's a senior.
He is a senior. He's wearing number 34. So you guys look for him. He's 6'5", 251 pounds.
Woo, that's big. I mean, that's a big dude. And you look at him, and he is not like, when you look at him, like pictures of him, and you can kind of tell when guys are kind of chunky or husky. I mean, this guy looks like he's got the body size of like a 5'10", 5'11", like dude. Like, you just how he's short and stocky, he's athletic, like he's but this guy is, I mean, just look at this guy here in this picture. I mean, he's big. And he made some, I heard he's got some phenomenal hands, and the only reason he came to UT was because he wanted to go where?
He wanted to go to the big league.
He wanted to go to the NFL, and he knew he wasn't going to get the attention he needed at UC Davis.
And in the scrimmage yesterday or the other day, caught a touchdown pass.
Yep.
Already turning some heads. He may get more touches than Jacob Warren. Who knows? I mean,
well, Jacob Warren sees
really
him.
High about him.
Jacob Warren sees him. Jacob Warren knows the offense.
He does. He's been inconsistent at times.
He's like 35 years old, isn't he? He's older than me.
He seems like he's been there. Like
he's the Van Wilder. But we're glad we've had that guy in the last couple of years. Because he is
nothing against Jacob Warren at all. I mean,
I think he's
got help.
But Warren's got the potential. I think Warren last year was just living a little bit in the shadow of Princeton Fant.
Yeah.
Who just came out of nowhere. He said it was nothing personal, it's just business, baby.
Yeah.
It's just business with Toto. I hope you're watching this. I hope you're still running with that tail between your legs, little bitch. But God, I hated that kid. He was him, and who was the other guy that took the money? He went to UNC, running back Gray. Those are the guys that took the money, you know, back from I guess it was
Eric Gray.
Yeah, Eric Gray went to.
Did he go to Oklahoma?
Oklahoma. It was Oklahoma. Another one went to UNC.
Ty Chandler, that's
what it is. Yeah, he left like early last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, those guys took money from Pruitt's wife, I guess, in McDonald's bags or whatever it was. I'm just saying, the NCAA this time more punishment on him.
All mess.
The man's teaching high school PE.
Well, he's back to his roots in Alabama.
He's back to
Trustville, Alabama.
Nobody will touch him now because it's okay. We'll just speak for itself.
Roll with it.
We'll roll with it. My number 8 is Joe Milton. I don't have him high up on my list. I have Joe Milton 8. I told you he wasn't even my top 5. The reason being is I love Joe. I like Joe. I like Joe's potential, but I don't know if Joe believes in Joe. I think Joe says a lot. I think Joe says Joe believes in himself, but I'm going to talk here in a little bit about what Joe's missing, and I think Joe's missing something big. And that's why I'm not sold on Joe. Yes, he balled out at the Orange game. I understand that. He put on a clinic. Did he have the best game? I don't think he really did. He had an okay game. But he could have had just a 10 times better game, in my opinion. But I'll talk about why in a little bit. So, I like Joe. I mean, Joe's my ride or die right now in quarterback. But I just...
Okay, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Do you think Hooker's football IQ between the ears is higher than
There you go. Hooker's.
you think Hooker's
IQ? I think
got more between the ears than Joe.
I think
What do you
Hooker's
think?
got a lot more between the ears.
Look more cerebral.
Because everybody
quarterback,
talking Hooker in the. Yeah, I think Hooker saw the field better.
So,
But I think Joe's wanting to.
he's wanting to. I know.
Joe,
So,
if you ever watch this, Joe, I love you, man, but sometimes
I think you'll get it.
sometimes it takes more than just physical brunt and just
yeah,
shucking a damn football 425 yards.
Yes, I understand where you're
I still
going.
like Joe, but I've got some question marks. We'll talk about this in a second.
You will hit that later.
I'll hit that later, baby. Number 9. You got
Aaron Carter.
You got a
that I got out of
true.
whack.
Ben picks a true freshman off the rip.
I mean, one of his teammates said, I can't remember who it was, but
and in the
it
picture
said,
beside him is Nico. I'm just saying.
said the guy to be so young, never, he's ready to play. He is ready to play. Aaron Carter.
Because if he's going, who's playing behind who?
Well, I think he'll be behind Beasley or Peatley. I mean, gotta be, and I really think he might get some playing time. Anthony.
I mean,
I think he's number 7.
playing time.
I think he's number 7 on the defense. Because we know Milton's 7 on offense. We got Carter 7 on defense.
I think he'll come in, and I think he'll be.
I mean, he's wrapping them up already. He's getting through the line. I seen that video on that scrimmage. He came through. He wrapped somebody up.
Can I pull that up?
I mean, I seen it on something.
Let's see here. Let's see if I find it up. Let's see Aaron Carter. Let's see what scrimmage.
Orange and white scrimmage.
All right.
Should be set number 7.
All right. Let's see here. I can find it. It's just the orange and white game.
Yeah, it might be hard to pick up.
It might be hard to pick up because he's just a little freshman in everybody's. But I've heard nothing but good from him, and he's making some plays.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what he can do, especially if Beasley. Remember, Beasley can be a bit inconsistent. He was kind of a loose cannon, so we'll see. It might be nice to have somebody young who can put the pressure on. I like that. All right, my number 9 is the number 9 on the UT football team. You know who that is? Big Tyler Barron.
Tyler Barron.
Big man. We need.
Transferred.
He did about transfer.
He said, "Now you see me now.
There you go.
Now I'm back."
I got a couple $100,000 in my NIL
He
deal
thought
now.
twice, and I think he's glad he came back.
I think
he's
he
where
is.
he's at.
I think he is. I think people. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to see the grass is greener on the other side, but I mean, Jalen Rod did that too. But
well, I mean, it's kind of a scary stuff because if you step out there and nobody's interested, you don't gain hits, then what?
I know.
So I'm glad he came back.
But he's a senior. He would have actually, I think, was projected to be drafted. Not first or second, third day, but he was going to be. I think he was in the mix to be drafted coming up. Because we lost Bryce Young, who got drafted. I mean, he's a big boy.
From what I've seen, he possibly a starter.
Yeah,
Where did he go to? I can't remember. He went, but anyway, from what I've
Bryce
seen, he
Young.
could be a starter. I mean, he's big old boy.
Bryce Young. That was not his name, was he? What's his name?
Byron Young.
Byron. There's so many things. Byron Young. Where'd he go? Let's see here. NFL. He is. Let's see here. Did he get drafted? He did get drafted.
Yeah, he's somewhere.
Yeah, he's in the LA Rams.
Rams. Okay.
LA Rams. He was the third pick. 14th pick in round 3. So
Okay.
yeah, I mean
Rams.
he's a baller. But you had Tyler Barron on the other end making plays. I think Tyler Barron is. I don't think people realize how big that dude is too. I mean, Tyler Barron is. I mean, he's massive.
I think he's always had a lot of ability.
He's
He just
6'5",
hadn't
260.
Really, 6'5", 260.
260, and he's apparently been put on some weight, as in like beefed up. That's a big dude.
He can really have a breakout season.
I think so.
He's been there forever.
I have heard someone asked one of the coaches at UT after the game what their best. Obviously they thought the wide receiver room's got to be the best group, and then the coach kind of fired back and was like, "Yeah, I mean they're good, but he's like, you just wait for this D line. Apparently this D line
I hope you're right.
We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Ben, who's your number 10?
I got Ethan Davis.
Ethan Davis.
Tight end, 6'5", 232.
Ethan Davis.
A lot of potential like Arian Carter, a young guy. Made an awesome catch. If you guys recall him, Nico rolling out in the orange and white game. Dropped a dot to a very good catch by Ethan Davis. But I think he's got potential to come out there and make some catches on the field behind. We got McCallum Castles and Jacob Warren, and then we also got Ethan Davis in the mix.
I think he'll provide a much needed depth to that tight end.
Yeah,
that's something they really need, because last year they really only had Pinch, Princeton, Fant, and you only had Princeton and you had Jacob Warren, and they
Fant
played a lot.
Fant was all over the
He's everywhere.
He was running.
He ran the ball. He threw the ball.
Yeah,
he had 1 attempt.
Me.
He had 1 attempt last year for a touchdown. So just saying, that man was just bomb. Yeah. And he had 3 or 4 rushing touchdowns as well.
Yeah.
So I think he's versatile. And my number 10, Romaine Harrison. This man, he had a great game in Alabama. He was able to come in, provide the depth that we needed, because, especially in today's, offense in the SEC, they're getting quicker and quicker. You got to have depth. You got to have fresh guys come in. It's not like back in high school where you just the same 11 dudes play both ways. That just doesn't happen anymore for the most part. You got to have that depth. And now, they're switching out first and down, second down, third down. They got different personnel for almost every situation. Third and long, third and short, they got different personnel. And I think he's going to have a breakout season. This man had a couple good tackles. In the Orange Bowl.
He's a good player. It's just you don't hear much about him. It's kind of a quiet player. It's kind of like
last
Tim
year,
Duncan.
you had
Tim
Beasley.
Duncan had a triple-double.
Yeah.
You're like, did he even play?
I know.
He's quiet, but he does what he needs to do. But I agree.
He's definitely. I think he's been a huge impact, and I don't think people realize.
Yeah.
All right, but I think he's going to pop off. I think he really is. I think him and I think Beasley are going to have a good season. I think you're going to hear more. You're going to know who Romaine Harrison is after the 2023 season. All right, Ben, we're going to do an honorable mention. These are guys that we didn't want in our top 10, or we were really close to putting in, but we think they could have a big impact. And again, they might not be starters, but we think they can have a big impact. Who's your honorable mention?
I'm going to go Joshua Josephs.
Joshua Josephs.
Number 19, coming off the edge.
That edge.
He's bigger. Got a year under his belt.
He played a little bit.
He's ready.
He played a little bit.
He's ready.
Well, you know that you got to have those guys coming in and giving you that depth you need. Again, he's only a sophomore, 6'3", 240. He's a big boy. I think he did pretty good. He came in late in that Akron game, and he put some pressure on. That Akron quarterback, I'm not going to lie, last year he was good. He was a baller. Irons Jr., whatever his name, he was a baller. He's a lot better than I think people give him credit.
Yeah. How about one more honorable mention right off the fly?
You gonna let one?
James Pierce.
James Pierce?
Another young guy on defense that I think can make some waves. So I won't name any more.
You want any more? Okay. Now my honorable mention does not start. My honorable mention is in the trenches. I picked a couple big boys. So big boys, you watch this. Share me some love. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. I like the big boys. I know it doesn't sound that way, but I like the big guys. Everybody overlooks the big guys.
Hey, we gotta have them though.
In the
trenches. The SEC's in the trenches.
One of the kids from my high school, Big Dang Davis. He went to my high school.
Yes, sir.
I saw him walking the halls. That kid's big. He's provided a lot of. I don't think people give him credit. He came out of high school. I'm not gonna lie.
Worked hard to get where he's
at. He was good. He had the frame. He had the mentality. He was going to go to Tusculum and then decommitted and committed to UT, and everybody thought he was crazy. You don't ever play.
Now look.
And look at that kid. That kid is fighting for a starting spot, and he's got the drive. And I almost wanted to put him on honorable mention, but he's my high school, so I definitely got to give a shout out to Big Dane. He's fighting for that.
Definitely.
He's fighting for a starting gig, and I think you'll see a lot of him. He came in the Alabama game. He came in the Florida game. He came in whenever we needed him. Because we need big guys in the trenches. I think we're kind of thin there. That's one of my question marks. But I got to go with Addison Nichols. And the reason being is Cooper Mays. Cooper Mays is good. Cooper Mays he's the leader of that O-line. But I've got some question marks about his health. And the thing is, how well did we do when he wasn't in there last year? He played some games where he was kind of iffy. I know his first year when he played with his brother, he was beat up and banged up the entire time. But last year he's kind of stayed a little bit more healthy. I think he put on some more weight. But if he goes down, Addison Nichols is our guy. He's got to step up.
Yeah.
And I think Cooper Mays goes down. How well do we transition without him? As in, do you notice a difference? And I think Addison Nichols has worked hard that center position. And I think if Cooper, unfortunately, with his back injury, we're not sure how severe this is. But if Addison Nichols, he's got to come in and
I mean,
that's big.
And speaking of the O-line, the transfer from Miami, John Campbell, I think, he may start. But definitely, we need them. We need the big guys up front.
We need them. So those are our top 10 and honorable mention picks for the upcoming season.
Finally, we're done. We got through those. God.
Only 45 minutes. Now we get to the good stuff.
Man.
Now let's talk some football.
Like a bunch of women in here.
Like a bunch of women.
It took us 45 minutes
45
to do
minutes
that.
to talk about it. Our wives are probably going to try to kill us. It's okay.
It's football season, son.
Let's go. Let's go. Things that I want to talk about, and me and Ben decided we want to talk about, are things the Vols must do to improve from last year. This is the Orange and White Aftermath Show. We're mainly going to do post-game shows. I love Google Sheets, so I'll pull up data. So I'm not going to just spit out random facts. I'm going to have data to back myself up. Ben is one of the most passionate Vol fans you'll ever meet in your life. Screaming. He notices everything. But things I want to talk about, and I think you want to talk about, are things we can do to improve. So let's start off with offense. So what are some things that you think that we need to improve on? What is the one big question mark you have for the offense?
Just consistency with Joe Milton.
Okay.
We've already covered that, though.
Well,
consistency with Joe Milton.
You want to pick big?
I mean, because it's
here we go.
It's his. I mean, it's his show this year. He's got to go with it.
Big Joe.
Consistency. I mean,
here we go. Here's Joe Milton. His football encountered opportunities. So Joe, I'm not gonna lie, Joe is a baller. But there's countless examples, and I talked about this, about why Joe isn't in Mr. Anthony's top 5.
So you're going to cover that now?
I'm going to cover that right now.
Hear it now.
And it is a consistency, okay? I've got some clips I want to show everybody. And I think everybody understands where I'm getting ready to go with this. And here are the clips of Big Joe. So here we go. I'm going to start this over again. This is Joe Milton. Pittsburgh game at UT, one of his first starts, right, where he got the nod over Hendon Hooker.
Before he got hurt. Did he get hurt in the Pittsburgh game?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, I think.
Just completely overthrows a wide open receiver.
Well, I mean, that's going to happen.
And I can find examples of that over. And I know it's going to happen, but they're over. Over and over and over again, Joe just wants to throw the deep ball. And that's a big concern for me. At Clemson, how many times did he check, and then he just chucks it up. Now, he does a good job placing the ball. I'm not saying anything like bad, but I think he wants to chuck that deep ball. I think he knows he's got a big arm.
Well, let's get the ball in the end zone.
You know, I'm just kind of thinking, how consistent are you? But then again, he wants to throw it 125 miles per hour when they're 5 yards away.
Well,
so I don't know.
He's got to have a little touch on it.
And the one thing I mentioned earlier, that Joe, why I'm not sold Joe Milton. Are you ready for this? I'm going to pull something up. I don't think Joe Milton has the heart. I don't think his heart is in it. Now, Ben, you might disagree with me. You might not like it. People watching this show, you might not like it.
Why don't he have the heart?
I'm going to tell you right now.
Hooker fires over the
Here
middle.
we go. I'm going to pull up a game that still haunts me to this day. And that's the Tennessee Ole Miss game, We're driving
we
the
have
ball
to
down to win the game, right? Then he gets hurt. We stop him on 4th down, make him punt and kick. Hendon Hooker goes down right here, and I think he gets hurt. Does a little juke. Does a little juke right here. Okay, that might have been Joe in here. I'm not fast forward too long. But what's happened here is Joe Milton, Hendon Hooker gets hurt. Then Joe Milton comes in, okay? Comes in, does a little dance, throws the ball around. Almost had it right there. We almost had it. But this next play haunts me. We had 3 seconds left in the game, okay? Lane Kiffin's over there shitting a brick because he knows that he could get beat at any given second. And Joe is sitting on the 21-yard line with 3 seconds left. He gets the ball, right, Ben? He's scanning. He doesn't even get pressure. He runs away from his own dude. And all of a sudden right here, he starts running, and the mother runs out of bounds. Doesn't even try. And I'm going to mention a name.
He did.
I'm going to mention a name. Garrett Garantano. Jarrett Garantano. Quarterback. The man did not deserve to be a D1 quarterback at the SEC level, in my opinion. He threw the ball up, didn't make the best reads. Yes, we know he had more interceptions than probably touchdown passes. His first pass when he transferred out was a pick. It was a pick 6. But
Washington State,
yeah, first game, first pass, he got pick 6, yeah. But he had one thing that I think Joe doesn't. I've seen Garantano play, personally. I've seen him play on TV. I've seen Joe play on TV. I've seen Joe play personally. And Garantano did not have half, I wouldn't even say a quarter of the weapons that Joe's got, but that kid had heart.
He was tough.
And that kid, if that was Garantano running that football at the end, he would have been in that end zone or he would have been dead because he would have gave every single ounce of his body to get in there. I saw him in the South Carolina game try to run in there and just get obliterated. How many times did Garantano stay in the pocket when he had no business staying in the pocket and make the throw that nobody else thought he could make and then just get annihilated? Would Joe Milton do that? Joe, you're watching this. Would you do that? Would you take that hit, not for you, but for your team? Knowing you might get hurt, but they're going to make the play. I don't think he's got the heart. I know he wants it, but he hasn't shown it. Tell me when, Ben. Tell me when did Joe Milton show you that kid is all Tennessee and he bleeds orange and he would do anything for that football team? I know he was a good backup. He was good. He had every chance to lead, but he didn't. That doesn't prove it to me, Joe. When it comes down to it, when the game was on the line, you stepped out.
I wanted to beat Ole Miss and Kiffin
at the 7-yard line, Joe. You're 6'5", 200 and God knows how many pound frame. You tell me that you couldn't long jump 21 feet. I can long jump 21 feet. You could at least try, and you didn't. And it still haunts me to this day. The man opted out. He didn't do what he needed to do, and I think he knows it. I think he knows this play was what eating at a lot of Tennessee fans when they see his name at the top of the list.
I think his head was a little fuzzy on that.
I think it was. He might not have known where he was at. He did get thrown into a situation, and I'm not sure how many people would. But, Joe, you decided to go to a D1 school. You decided to come to Tennessee. You decided to come to the SEC. I think if you're at that level, I think you need to know what you're getting into. He had Lane Kiffin pooping out a literal brick. I agree.
I think we'll see how much heart he's got this year. If he's really,
I want to see Joe's heart. I can forgive.
He's going to have the playing time this year, game in and game out, and we'll see that.
I want to see Joe's heart this year. I've seen his arm. I know he's got an arm. I've seen him do a backflip. Lolly Tommy Dog. I can do one into a pool. But I want to see that man. I want to see your heart, Joe. I want to see it.
He's gonna bring it.
You know, I want to see it. I want to see you I want to see you step into the pocket, throw the pass, and get hit. Because heaven knows you're not going to get hurt. You're God. It's like you're like hitting a wall. But I understand you want to protect yourself. But when you run that rock, and I did see a little bit of it last year. I didn't see it. I saw a glimmer of it. Vanderbilt game. Joe gets loose. Instead of he could run out of bounds, he sees that little D-back, a little defensive back, and he just truck sticks that guy. He did it again. He did it again in the Orange Bowl game. He could have a chance to go down. I want to see that every play, Joe. I want you to know you want to play. Brew McCoy, that kid's got heart.
Yeah.
Squirrel White's got heart. That. All those linemen, they got heart. That guy, who's that guy that puked in the Alabama game and just shook it? That's heart. I don't know if Joe's got heart. And I know I'm ranting, but I don't know if Joe Milton. I don't know if he's got it right here.
We'll see.
I hope he does.
We'll see.
Joe, I want you to want it, man.
If Joe walks in here right now, you better hope he don't.
Hidden hooker.
He'll pick you up, throw you through that wall.
You tell me hidden hooker. He would have hobbled out there on crutches and tried to throw balls if they'd have let him. Yeah. That man had heart.
He did.
And Garantano, you're watching this.
Guy.
I was hard on Garantano, but that kid had heart.
Very high character guy. Hidden hooker.
All right. Shoo! Sorry, I didn't mean to rant. But, man, I need to get that off my chest. I've been holding that in since that horrible day. We let Lane Kiffin come back in here and just make a mockery of us. I hated that.
I know.
All right. Other talking points. Offense, what do you think?
Wide receiver room is stout.
Beyond stout. Even their freshmen are just like – their freshmen could probably play.
I mean, can our line block consistently? Can we run the ball effectively? I mean, because that's where it starts. You know,
you're right.
So
I mean,
healthy O line, depth on the O line concerns me.
Let's look at it this way: running backs. Do we know who our top two are?
Be small and right.
Exactly. Receivers. Do we know who they are?
Well, look on the depth chart.
We know who they are.
Well,
do we have any question?
Well, we know. I mean,
quarterback. Do we have a question? I have a little bit of, but you still look at Joe and Nico. Even if Gaston Moore, you watch this, that man can sling the rock. He is being overshadowed.
He's third string right now.
Yeah, but he would start anywhere else.
When he started at Akron.
That man did better than Joe Milton and Nico in the spring game. I said it. Gaston, you're watching this. I'm going to send you some
Go Gaston.
That man
Let's go.
made better decisions and slung the rock better than Joe Milton and Nico.
Call Coach Apple. Let's tell him.
I'm going to call him. Hype.
Coach.
He did. But does he have the physical act? He would be a perfect lower level D1 like Rutgers or maybe Akron or just some other maybe App State. That kid would just be UCF. That kid would just be balling out. Didn't he come from UCF?
I think he did.
He came from UCF, but he wouldn't be under hype. I don't know why he left there.
Disciples, isn't he?
Yeah, he's one of Heupel's recruits.
Yeah.
I mean, Heupel's not dumb when it comes to quarterback. But I think that kid can sling the rock.
Who would have thought we'd been talking about Gaston Moore?
I didn't think I'd talk about Gaston Moore either. I think might have had too much.
We are.
That orange moonshine, baby, from the holler. God bless it.
Up there in the holler.
It's not moonshine. It's definitely bought legally from the store just for purposes unknown. Sorry, Phil, if you're watching this. But Nico's young. He's young. He'll be an 18-year-old kid playing in front of 100,000 plus people
and getting paid a lot of money.
And getting
foot on the
I think the NIL.
Let him wear his pajamas.
Think about I swear. Think about how much pressure that's going to add on to Nico.
Pressure on me, or pressure on Nico.
Pressure on Nico, knowing that I have $9 million betting to see if I can perform. That's going to be a lot.
Money. I will say, when they recruited him, I've never seen them a picture like that with him and that Mercedes Benz. They're all around. That boy had him hot, man.
I wonder if he got to keep the Benz.
Well,
I don't know. We got to keep it. That'd be a good question. So, but quarterback room. But again, you still have Joe. You still got Nico and Gaston. I think they can be successful. But when you look at the line,
can they hold up?
Can they hold up?
if somebobody's got to come in for Cooper Mays.
I don't
can
know.
everybody across the board.
You got Gerald. I mean, you got Gerald Mincy.
Spraggins.
I mean, they're
Ollie Lane.
Yeah, they're solid.
I mean, we got some guys.
But what happens if one of those dominoes falls? You know, that's what worries me. Because SEC, man, those big boys.
You got to have them.
You got to have
the
them.
line in the depth. Are they going to utilize the tight ends more this year?
I think so. I think last year they tried.
do.
I think Heupel needs to utilize his running quarterbacks because you got Nico and Joe both are dual threat.
Yeah.
Joe was kind of Hendon Hooker was a pocket passer. I know he could run when he had to, but when Hendon Hooker ran, he looked like a daggum tumbleweed running. He was just so off balance.
Well,
it looked off balance, but he just kind of like Josh Dobbs. When they ran, they were just kind of like just doing whatever they could to get forward. And
Hooker always did that spin.
yeah, he did.
He always did that spin.
I know, but
But
he didn't look like a runner.
It gains yardage.
He does. He didn't look like a runner. But then you look at who was quarterback from Ole Miss that kept putting up points on us that game.
He killed us running the
Oh
ball.
man, but he was a white guy who was just quick. Stetson Bennett even. That's goofy. You know, he's like 28 years old. Got 3 kids, one in college. But he was quick. He could run when he needed to. And Hooker I think he could run, but it just wasn't like, wow. You know, like, wow, he's quick.
Yeah, he was.
Can Joe do that? I don't know. I've never seen Joe really just say, I'm going. I mean, they have some design run plays, but Joe kind of runs timid. Joe, you're 6'5".
I think you're right on that. To be so big, I think he does run timid.
Joe, you're 6'5". The man does a backflip. I'm still pissed off about this play right here. The man you could have done a backflip, Joe, and landed in the end zone. I'm so sorry. I'm just upset
this
about
game's
that.
over. We got to turn the page.
All right, let's go defense.
We got to turn the page.
Let's go Tennessee Vols defense. Okay, I'm gonna pull up something real quick. I like numbers, and I haven't put up everything in here that I need to put up, and I'm kind of showing my school drive. I don't have my personal drive on here for whatever. But no, I want to pull up. I had an Excel sheet with like the SEC teams. What was it? Maybe I had it in my school, but I had an Excel sheet somewhere. I'll find it next stream. Tennessee had one of the worst defenses in the entire SEC last year. What were they ranked?
Were we?
Let's look at this.
Vandy was dead last, and we were above them.
Barely, yeah.
I think that's what you said the other day, right?
Yep. Defense 2020, 2022.
With the way your offense can put up some points, if we can have your defense can do something.
Tennessee, where are they at? With their ranking? 130. We were 91st out of 130 some teams in defense. We gave up over 5 yards of play on defense.
Well, two plays is first down. First down's on second down.
And then you look. I mean, look at our third down percentage. I mean, 42nd. I mean, I guess they stepped it up a little bit there, but that's still.
Okay, let me ask you this.
I still don't think that's.
And Vol fans, I know you're listening. Y'all can chime in too, but if they don't have a good year this year, but they got a little bit more depth, the recruiting's better, is Banks gone or is Banks still there?
I think Banks is building. I'm not going to lie. Watching the spring game, after watching the spring game, I realized that Tennessee, I was like, did the quarterbacks do that well, because they were throwing the second, third string receivers, or did the quarterbacks not do that well because they were getting pressured because the defense was just that much better? I think the defense is going to be significantly better than last year. How could you not be better? This is abysmal. We're down there with the
only way's up. We gotta go up. I just want a DB that will knock somebody's stinking head off, like Eric Berry or somebody like that. One of those DBs that will headhunt, and the receivers know where they're at on the field. That they're out there ready to nail somebody. We just haven't had that. We haven't had that scare in the defensive backfield in forever. We're just out there, and so I hope you're right, and we will be better this year. We gotta go. We gotta go up from 91.
I know. We gotta
go up.
But I think that defense is going to get better. I think they're going to surprise some people. I think our defense might outshine our offense this year.
Anthony,
I'm saying it. I think
you
that
heard
defense,
it here.
I think
on
the
OWA.
defense.
You heard it.
OWA.
You heard it.
I think the defense will potentially outshine the offense this year because
Anthony,
I got faith in Banks, man.
Go.
He's
gotta have faith.
He's had 3 years to recruit. He's got a good
He's got-
linebacker core. He's
got-
recruited
yeah,
a hell
got
of
that.
a ridiculous amount of defensive backs. That D line has been speculated to be the best room in the Tennessee football complex.
So you got Amari Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Who else we got?
Oh, the big boys up front.
Big boys up front. Now we
You got Amari Thomas. The other
Let's
big
see.
fellers up front. And you have, let's see here. Oh, God, I mean, no one really talks about the big boys. I mean, I think we should talk about
Where's
the
that
big
depth
boys. I
chart?
mean,
Pull that
Amari
depth chart.
Thomas. You got Bryson Eason. You got Garland. You got Simmons.
Elijah
Joshua
Simmons.
Josephs. You got Romaine Harrison. You
Talk
got your
about it.
Leos.
Okay, so Elijah Simmons, he changed his number to 10. If I stand, do I stand? I think he did.
Yeah.
So ready to make the next step. I hope he has a breakout year. They've kind of been talking about it forever. I think he's finally getting it. Hopefully he'll have a good year. Easton's really good. So we got to get a push up front with four guys. You know, that's what Garner said. We got to get a push with just 4.
Let's
We
look at
got to
this.
get in there.
I looked at passing yards allowed.
Maybe we don't need to look at that.
I'm just saying. University of Tennessee for passing yards allowed was 127th out of 131 teams. The teams that were worse than us win the secondary. Vanderbilt, Eastern Carolina, Middle Tennessee, and Arkansas. Arkansas was dead last, baby.
Really?
We allowed over 7 yards to pass. Oh my gosh. And we just got the average person threw for almost 300 yards a game against the University of Tennessee. I mean, think about it. Who had a baller game? Richardson had a baller game against him. Frickin' the worst quarterback in the SEC, Spencer Rattler, put out a frickin' show. He had so many throws that went through people's fingertips or should have been deflected. I mean, the man should have went and bought a lottery ticket after that game because he just put on a clinic. He threw, was it 7 touchdowns? He had only thrown, 5 the entire year before that?
He was unconscious against us.
That secondary, Spencer Rattler, you're not even going to get close to that this year.
Well, I mean, I did hear earlier that he's going to have a good year this year.
Well, he's got all his receivers back.
So they got North
When you
Carolina
throw it against
first.
the Pee Wee football team, like what you say?
I think that first game against North Carolina is going to be a real good game.
I think.
First game, North Carolina.
Okay,
South Carolina.
so we're making predictions.
Who wins that game?
I
Tell me.
say Drake Mays will.
Where
I think he's
that
going to get a taste of the SEC. He was a Heisman candidate last year.
game. Yeah.
And
And
who did they played somebody in
Where
the.
did they play that game at? The North Carolina game.
Where did they
I
play?
guess I could look it up.
They played a good game last year against Oregon. They got beat. I think Drake May is gonna get a little taste of the SEC, and he's gonna get popped around a little bit. What are we looking for?
UNC South Carolina, the location. There it is, right there. Let's see.
UNC for South Carolina.
Yeah.
We'll be at South Carolina. They're gonna go to Bryant State.
Is that? Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been in that stadium. That stadium's loud. That stadium's hard to play in.
And what they talking about last year, there was sand or something. The Vols were complaining about something out the field.
They were
I was like,
complaining
"Come-"
about.
Anyway, okay. Well, that's going to be a good game. I maybe give the edge to South Carolina because it's
I think so.
Williams-Brice.
I think it's Williams-Brice Stadium. It's a hard place to play into. Tar Heels are
What was their record last year?
UNC. I think 9-5. Let's see here. Yeah, they were 9-5 last year. They got beat by the Oregon Ducks, who were 10-3 in the. They only beat Oregon. Sorry, Oregon only beat them by 1 point. That was it.
Well, I think we're shifting gears here. Virginia, our first opponent, they were 3-7 last year.
UVA.
Yeah, so I think they won one conference game, maybe.
Yeah.
I put the schedule on there.
I put the schedule. Okay, let's pull that up for you. So we're talking
Let's talk
schedules
about
now.
Virginia for one second.
Okay.
I think Virginia Tech was last year, and they were right above them. Cavaliers.
You know, I mean, Virginia. If we
So,
were
I mean,
playing
right now-
basketball, I tell us to watch out. In the
Don't
past,
be knocking Rick Barnes in the balls now. We won't get into that.
I know we won't get into that right there. But their schedule
But
last
watch out
year.
for them.
Yeah, they were 3-7.
Big
And,
Orange. B-ball.
I don't know.
The
One
standings.
game I'm actually
The
worried about.
standings are. I've got the standings in there. It's on their notes here.
There we go. Oh, the settings.
Yeah, the standings are in there. I put it on their notes.
Oh, here. Pull it up. Oh.
It says Virginia schedule.
Oh, like this?
Yeah, it's in. It's
Right here?
under- Yeah, it's it.
Yeah, we pull it up.
So, I think they were.
Virginia. Let's see here. Here it is. Yeah, they were 3-7 last year overall, 1-6 in conference.
Okay, yeah.
So
And who's last?
Virginia Tech.
Who?
We're gonna go with Battle Bristol, man. When the streets of Bristol were filled with the tears of those Hokies. God, that was a great game. Great game. Now, here's a game that worries me though about UT coming up. Is Virginia? I'm not too worried about. Austin P. Not worried about. But then you have got to go to the Swamp and play
Dan
Florida.
Griffith.
Now, Florida doesn't have Richardson anymore. He's gone. He's going. He's at the Colts. He's named as one of their. He was named their starter. Big dude, first round draft pick. Big athlete.
Big athlete.
But they don't have him anymore. And the other guy they had transferred out. It was him and another dude. I think Jones. They were dueling for a top quarterback spot, and they were two big guys, and they were dueling back and forth. And he transferred out at the end of the year. And Richardson, I guess, got the job. But you got to go Florida. Florida always plays the best game of their life against Tennessee football. And
they probably will this year. I mean,
Probably
it's
will.
easy to say that they're down this year. I mean, they're a down team this year, and the new coach. This is his second season.
Yeah.
his
I
name just
don't
left me, but
even
I hate it.
give credence to his name.
Well, that's fine because I can't remember it anyway. But they asked him about the quarterback position.
Yeah.
And he, at this point in camp, cannot quite name
Yeah,
a definite start for quarterback. So I think they're in trouble there.
I do.
If
But
he
I still
can't-
think that's going to be a hard game. 'cause
But
You're
they
going to
will.
Swamp.
Do we have enough talent now, Tennessee, that we can get that middle block out, go in there, and just win convincingly? Or is it going to be like always? It don't matter the talent level.
It's gonna be close.
It's going to be a fight.
Yeah.
I
But
like to
then,
beat them 60-0.
then next week, a game that does really, really scare me.
No, UTSA.
UTSA.
Everybody's talking about UTSA. Gonna come in. Yeah.
They went.
Roadrunners?
Roadrunners. Did they win their conference last year?
I was trying to remember that bowl game they played in last year, but
Hey,
the
they only-
quarterback looked really tough. I mean,
They-
he's good.
They only lost to Texas, who almost should have beat Alabama last year, by
That should-
21 points. I know that's a lot, but I mean, they're
What
going to show.
What conference are they in?
I don't know what conference they're in.
I mean, surely they
Let's see who they play.
finished
I
their
mean,
conference, top in their conference last year.
I think
I would
I don't know.
assume, but
They were up there, but we'll see. So that's a game that can be. I don't think we need the one to overlook. And then again, we go after that game. We get South Carolina at home, and whoever's watching this, you're a Vol player, if you're a Vol fan, I hope to God that we put up 175 points on. I hope Heupel has the balls to just what is the
Beaver was trolling us last year after that game.
Oh, yeah.
Knoxville was going to be upside down that night. Wait and see.
I hope we put over.
Oh,
100 points.
it's gonna be live.
I hope
It's gonna be
Heupel
live.
lets the dogs loose.
It's gonna be live.
I hope we're up by that much at halftime, and I think you come out with your starters, and I hope you just keep going. I think you make a statement.
Most definitely.
I hope we knock Spencer Rattler out of the game in the first few series,
Knock
and
him
you
in
keep
to
knocking
the coach.
everybody out. Just
Knock the
no,
coach
no,
out.
no. I
Just,
don't say
I mean-
anybody get hurt bad, but just how much we're hitting this dude. I hope he just goes home and cries to his little mama. I hope he goes and does it. And then, forget, we go to Alabama. And then we got to play Texas A&M. Tennessee does not have the easiest schedule in the world.
Texas
And then
A&M coming to Knoxville.
I believe so. I think they are coming to Knoxville. Let me see here. Yeah, it's at Tennessee.
Yeah,
Texas.
so
The Aggies are
we
coming.
got Georgia.
Hey, they're not. They were a top 10 team last year.
Texas A&M fell off the map.
They did. They're a top 10 team. They beat Utah. Again, I know any SEC team should not be in the top 10 in my opinion. But
SEC.
any SEC team, is there any team that's not the SEC? Sorry, that's not the SEC. I don't think you should be in top 5, top 10. I'm still saying it. I'm saying it, Ben. How many?
Write down.
How many years has the SEC won the national championship?
Anybody that's breathing knows we're dominating the SEC.
Of course.
I know that.
Anybody else that thinks we're not dominating, you're just. I think you need to get your eyes checked. I think you need to get your ears checked. I think you're just seeing things. You watch too much Ghost Adventures. I think you're just seeing things. And then again, we got Kentucky, Missouri, and obviously the big one. We're playing Georgia later in the season this year.
Yes.
So I think that might be beneficial.
Yes.
Georgia's got a big question mark. They haven't. I don't think they got a good quarterback. They've had Bennett, and I don't think they got a guy who's at that level. Even Alabama.
Is it Milroy?
Yeah.
Thanks.
For fellow, he's one that came in when Bryce Young got hurt.
Yeah.
Because Bryce Young came back early for the Tennessee game. He played hurt against us again.
Milroy can run.
We'll see.
I
Nick Saban looks pretty confident about his team, but
Of course, he
we'll
does.
see. We'll see. So we got a tough schedule coming up. So
I think we'll be ready.
I think we'll be ready.
I'm
but
excited for the post game after the Virginia games. We're gonna get it rolling.
we're going to get it. So again, this is the Orange and White Aftermath. We thank you for watching.
Yes.
We're going to sign off here. We've been on for about an hour, hour and 20 minutes, and we're going to bring you. We might bring some pregame sometimes. Depends on the mood.
Yeah,
if we
most
got the
definitely.
schedule,
Hey,
we're
we
both
know
hard
we-
working. If y'all keep liking and subscribing,
You know we'll be feeling it.
We'll be
Hey,
feeling
it's
it.
about time. What, 22 days?
I know,
Or-
22 days.
You know we're going to be feeling it.
I know,
We
I'm
might
excited.
Get hot back on here.
Woo! We can get on
Let's
here.
go!
Let's get wild. But we are excited to bring you. We'll have some highlights pulled up from the game, our thoughts, and we hope you guys enjoyed the day. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your homies, tell your amigos, your me guys. I mean, we like to have fun. And again, we're not experts.
Nope.
We are
Not at
just.
all.
We both work 40
Just
hours a
Tennessee
week.
fans.
We're just Tennessee fans. I was almost crawling around in the stadium in Neyland. And my granddad took me. I was blessed to have a grandfather who took me. He loved UT football. I've got a pennant from the 1986
Look at that.
Sugar Bowl
Mhm.
hanging on the wall. I even got Peerless Price, Jeff Hall. I've even got Al Wilson's signature hanging on my wall back here.
I love Peerless Price.
Peerless Price, man, he was a baller. They've got Jeff Hall at making boot of football. 98 football team. Feels like 98, doesn't it? Almost did last year.
Hey, the football's in the air right now.
I'm excited.
Right now, Anthony.
I'm excited. We're excited
Let's
to
get it!
We're excited you spent some time and
Yes, no doubt.
took some time with us, and
Most
we
definitely.
are glad you came to stop by. Please again like and share, and thanks for watching. And again, go Vols, baby.
Go Vols.
Go Vols. Have a good
Go
night.